Margaret, thank you, Chair, for filling in the chair. Let me speak here. Carriana made fast to gone on with her Darren and Gael to our. My goodness, we're back again. And mention was made today about visionaries and our leaders who fought to free this country. And they were commemorating one of them, Liam Lynch, and the 10th of April, 10th of April this year, who lost his life, unfortunately, in the Civil War, leader of the IRA forces at the time. And what the ideas they had. And a film being made at the moment, the dying days, and they walking through forestry and trees, what was left of it by the British. And they ran the British out of here. And they couldn't deal with them by guerrilla warfare. And now are we going to bring the British back in under the name of Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and the Greens? Your Greens are right, but you think the people are very green, but the people aren't green and they're wide awake to you. Wide awake to you, Minister. You have caused the devastation in Coilte. So there when you arrived, the laying licences, the ordinary farmers can't get licensed. They've been penalised and blackguarded every which way they can. After apply for 3 or 4 different licences, we want to cut a kippen. You wouldn't let them. You blame staff, you blame everybody else. It's your fundamental policy. You didn't want it. There's policies that are disastrous to this country. Can I also say that I want to thank the forestry officials, the Coilte officials, that have worked with me and worked with my daughter, Councillor Mattie McGrath, and Knockmel Down Active, and indeed Ahara Hall to tourism, for beautiful forest walks, for beautiful amenities. And salute those voluntary groups who have created wonderful amenities for people to visit. Are we going to be certain now that the gates won't be locked and padlocks across these walks and stopped? We're not, because we won't have control of it. Simple as that. And we stand here, and the Constitution is there on the desk, and indeed the proclamation is read at so many commemorations. Unfettered access to our land and property from sea to sea. And what are we here now? Selling out to vulture funds. It's easy for Deputy Bruton to say we're being excited and we're overreacting. The next time he's down in Clonmel, he's banned Kayla and ask him to go out to Kilcash, to go out to the Knockmel Down Actives and see what's happening out there and Knockmel Down Mountains and see really the beauty and the enhancement of what is there. And you really we've been sold out, you didn't do it, but predecessors, Fianna Fáil, sold the sugar industry, a wonderful industry. You have sold out the fishing industry. You're part of that government, certainly, completely and absolutely. So now you want to kill off the beef, dairy, and indeed the cereal crops and allow land to be sold out to vulture funds. We have seen the horrible vulture funds. We have seen former Minister Michael Noonan describe them as a necessary evil. Vultures are horrible creatures by nature. We know what happens with young lambs, what vultures do to them. Vultures, grey crows, etc. So the very thought of it is an anathema to me and to the people who elect me. And I intend convening a meeting this Sunday at the Knockmel Down Mountains at the site where Liam Lynch lost his life, was mortally wounded, fatally wounded and died in Clonmel Hospital afterwards, at the monument. And I invite all and sundry that wants to come to enjoy the mountain air, to have the freedom that they have at the moment from Coilte, and thank Coilte as well for providing a loop walk car park in this year, and thank the South Tip County Council, as head Councillor McGrath, for getting the funding to develop that. And we want to keep that for future generations. Today was Grandparents' Day in my school, which I missed, to be here to try and protect and get you to reverse your decision for Gresham House, for those grandchildren, for our future generations, not to have a country here craving to big business, craving to vulture funds, craving to the banks. We saw the bailout. We saw how Minister Donoghue and his last act as Minister of Finance get back the bonuses to the banks. I say halt. Stall the horses here, reverse this deal, and if we can't reverse the deal, disband Coilte, which we have the power in this Oireachtas to do, and set up a new organisation that will serve our country, serve our people. We won't have any bit of carbon sequestration or anything else in this deal. It's rotten from every point of view, and I can't believe that you're a part of it. We say so much about carbon tax and what happens. So again, I salute the men, and mainly men and their families, who worked in the Forest Service, who dedicated and drained them by hand, planted those trees amid the ridges, and harvested them back in the 40s and the 50s, and made lovely entrances and painted gates with timber, ornate timber, and the signage they do, and respect they had for the love for their work. And it's all been wiped away, our heritage, our culture, by a government here that's craving to vulture funds, that's craving to big business, that wants to go over to the WEF conferences every time they're on and be great people to sell out our Constitution. And you have the cheek then to go to Arbor Hill and places and read out the proclamation and salute it. You should be ashamed of yourself and ashamed of every breath in your body and the people who gave us the freedom of this country. That's what you should be. I'm totally ashamed of yourself. You don't represent those people. You shouldn't even mention their names, speak their names. You're not fit to speak their names. It's disgraceful. This must be stopped. If it means disbanding Quilta, we stop it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is a government.